Yo, what is going on YouTube? Is William with the main character here, guys, today. Jesus Christ, my voice went up an octave. God damn. Okay, but what is up? We are here to discuss some Overwatch fun things because the last few days have been very interesting, to say the least. And also, I believe I've opened my third eye, as the kids say, and I'm I have a really good guess on here who Hero 27 might be. So if you are into that type of stuff, make sure to hit that like button down below. Comment a comment if you so choose, of course, and subscribe if you're new here to keep up with everything on the channel. Channel's coming back, boys. We're here. And yes, I'm kind of being clickbaity, you know. Shout out to Onickel. Shout out to all them other YouTubers. Do it all, yeah. But just follow me, right? Okay. So let's start by recapping the last couple of days. Let's actually go back just a little bit. I don't know what day this came out, but starting with the victory poses. If you did not know, which at this point, if you did not know about the victory poses, that's why I'm talking about it, but at the same time, how do you not know? There was a topic on the forums, on the Overwatch forums, where somebody was asking a question saying, oh, hey, I see these two victory poses in promotional like advertisements for the game, but they're not in the game. Those two victory poses being Toast victory poses for both Sombra and Bastion. I wish I had grabbed a picture of those, but we're here now. Too late. You can look them up. They're pretty basic, but they're cool all the same. To which an actual Blizzard employee, I don't remember who it was, actually responded saying, yes, they were meant to be for next year, and them being put into the advertising was just a mess up on their end. But instead of making people wait the year for them, they're actually once the winter event ends, the update afterwards, where they're doing things like fixing the casual Hanzo skin, and then I also think it'll be the patch where they might add Blizzard World or the Overwatch, or like the overhaul to the loot boxes, things like that. Once they add that in, they'll be giving every single player, whether you played the winter event or not, the Sombra and Bastion Toast victory posts, which is kind of cool, you know. They didn't have to. They honestly could have just left them until next year, but they're like, hey, you saw them early. Here's an early present. Here you go. Everyone liked that. Now, of course, I also talked about fixing the casual Hanzo skin. If you don't know what that's about, then you've literally had your head buried in this, like, buried deep underground or something. But pretty much all it was the classic Hanzo, or the casual Hanzo skin came out with this, which, by the way, skin's phenomenal. Thank you, Blizzard. But a lot of people didn't like it because it didn't reflect what it was in the Reflections comic. They changed it slightly, to include him with a gray beard along with his sides being gray, but his top was still black on his hair. I believe that's the only thing they're changing. They pretty much just changed that from a gray to like an actual black fade like it was in the comic. So I don't believe there's anything else being changed about it. I think they might have like taken a zipper off the pants or something because there's like 9 zippers. I don't know. But that's pretty hype because, you know, I'm a trash Hanzo main. So shout out to Blizzard. Still haven't gotten the skin yet, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll be forced to buy loot boxes at some point. But now we got the meat and potatoes, I like to call it. December 24th. 35,000 plus people sat on Twitch and watched Jeff Kaplan sit in front of a fireplace. Now, they said the stream was 10 hours. Was it actually 10 hours? I have no idea because I didn't watch it. Simply because I knew nothing was going to be gained from it. However, something technically could have been gained, or it could have literally just been a joke. Pretty much what it was. Over the course of the stream, everyone always kept saying it was on loop, but it actually was him sitting there. There were a few different things that happened. There was first a present that Jeff opened up, and it was just a picture of Genji saying, "I need healing." A boom mic actually fell and hit Jeff on the head, which everyone was like, "Ha ha ha." Shout out to Jeff Kaplan for this one. Goes to eat a cookie. He's like, "Hang on, this is missing something." Pulls out a little container of salt. He's like, I need some salt on my cookies. Like, I need salt in my Overwatch. That was quality. That was a quality meme. Shout out to that. But then the most interesting thing of the stream, towards the end, I don't believe it was the end, but I believe it was towards the end. Jeff is like, "Hey, I'd like to thank you guys all for making Overwatch what it is and such a great game." And then he says, "The team and I are proud to announce that Hero 27 is," and then it starts cutting out. Starts cutting in and out and all this other stuff. And then, but it cuts back to him. And he's saying, "I really hope you guys enjoy that hero." And then he just goes back to sitting there. Now, it could just be that they were messing with us. And they did later on say that the hacking was Sombra disrupting the broadcast. Haha, funny joke. But that, a lot of people are saying that either that could have been nothing and they just memed us, which is fully possible. I believe it. I'd laugh at it. But I read a little bit into this. People are saying if you freeze the frame here, you can see this and that and that. And I don't think that's what it is. So, follow me here. I have two solid guesses for what Hero 27 is going to be. And they're plausible options, but at the same time, it's not what anybody wants. Like, for example, I personally want the Junkertown Queen. After this live stream, if this live stream actually meant anything, I don't think it's Junkertown Queen. Pretty much, we have a pattern, is what I'm starting to notice with our Overwatch heroes. And the pattern could be non-existent, it could break with this, but there's a slight pattern forming that I'm beginning to notice. So, pretty much if we get a hero every 4 months, I believe it is, give or take. We have one that comes out like June, July. June, July-ish, that's a pretty safe bet. One that comes out around November, and one that comes out in March. Nice 4 months in between, all that fun stuff. The one that comes out in July, we've had 2 that come out in July so far, obviously, we've had 5 heroes come out since the game's released. Those being both Ana and Doomfist, are July releases, I guess you could call it. Now, with both Ana and Doomfist, they were already known about in the lore. They were both already known of, like, they existed. Like, everyone knew who they were. If you didn't, you were pretty much blind and you didn't read anything. And pretty much they were characters that everyone wanted in the game, so they were just like, "Hey, here you go, here's the character in the game." Now we move on to our November releases, which we've had 2 of. We've had Sombra and our most recent hero, Moira, both of whom connections to Gabriel Reyes, and who actually they were actually hinted at or told before their release by voice lines by Reyes, and nobody ever noticed. Reyes, otherwise known as Reaper. When the Sombra voice line, I believe it was if you went to Dorado, Reaper would actually just flat out say, "Where's Sombra when you need her?" or something to that extent. So everyone's like, "Who's Sombra?" Da 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 da. And then Sombra released at BlizzCon. Everyone's like, and then Moira, and this was actually something that I didn't even know about. I don't think anyone noticed it. It was on, I believe it was I don't remember which Oasis map it was, but one of the 3 Oasis maps, if you pick Reaper in the spawn room, he had a chance to say a voice line that he's here to see an old friend. No one ever noticed it. No one ever picked up on it. Which blows my mind that no one ever noticed that. Especially me, because I do play quite a bit of Reaper on Oasis. It's one of the maps where I do like to play him, both in quick play and competitive, just because it's fun. So that brings us to our March releases. And we've only had one so far, seeing as the game's not even been out 2 years yet, and that is Orisa. Now, Orisa, the pattern that I'm noticing, so pretty much the pattern is we have a character we know about, Ana Doomfist, a character with a connection to both with Talon and Reyes, which is Sombra and Moira. But then the pattern could be made or broken with whoever comes out next, because Orisa pretty much, she just came out, like, they made her lore before she released, like the whole thing with Doomfist attacking the Numbani airport and how Numbani changed to incorporate Orisa and all of that. But the next hero, I believe, is, if we're going off of that pattern, means that it could potentially be somebody we have no absolute clue of, which is probably the most likely option. They're going to do the same thing. They could just do the same thing they did with Orisa, update a map, and be like, oh, hey, look at this. And all of a sudden, we have a new hero with that map. But my personal thing with Sombra, air quotes, hacking the live stream, we've only encountered one other character throughout all of the lore Overwatch has given us from either comics or posts or what have you. We've only ever encountered one other person who does any kind of hacking. And I say person, but I think Omnic would be a better term. And that is Lynx17, I believe is his name. I think they actually said Lynx17 is gender neutral or something, I don't know. But if you don't know who this is, a Zarya comic released a while back called Searching, where it pretty much continued off of the end of the infiltration cinematic, where Zarya was going to hunt down Sombra for Madame Volskaya, and she needed the help of Lynx17 and Omnic, and obviously Zarya hates Omnic, so that's a question. It's like, what? So the whole comic is about Zarya fighting with herself and all this, but Lynx17 is known for tracing Sombra. He believed that Sombra was an organization, not a person, but he also does a bit of hacking his own. I keep saying hit, whatever. Lynx his own. Lynx does his own hacking. There you go. Tumblr, don't get on me. And Lynx17 also, like, in addition, it gives us the hacker that fits. It gives us a character we slightly know about that they slid in there and kind of just left there. It also gives us what would be our fourth Omnic hero, which in the cast of Overwatch, it's kind of surprising that if this were our next hero, he would only be the fourth Omnic. The other three being Zenyatta, Bastion, and Orisa, who came out last year. So maybe that's the pattern. It could just be Omnics. But I don't know. For me, the puzzle pieces seem to fit. But if the live stream meant nothing, most likely then it's going to be somebody we've never heard of. Which I think will be interesting. You know, everyone, when Orisa released last year, everyone was like, oh, what the heck is this? Where's Doomfist? Nobody cares about Orisa. But I feel like Orisa was kind of the hint that Doomfist was coming, you know? Because Orisa was built to counter Doomfist, you know? That's the whole backstory with Orisa. And, you know, after Doomfist came out, everyone's like, oh, yay, Orisa straight. And, like, Orisa's actually meta now, fun fact. Shout out to the new meta, Orisa Roadhog. Kind of like it, you know, Roadhog main all the way, haha. But, yeah, so pretty much that's my thoughts and ideas on it. Let me know if you guys have any ideas of your own down in the comment section below. I'm down to read through them. If everybody has any, like, legit ideas, I can definitely post them in a video or something, but I don't know. Oh, and one more thing about Lynx right here is, if you've not noticed, 5 heroes since release. We've had a healer, a DPS, although Sombra really shouldn't be DPS, a tank, a DPS, and a healer. Since the release of Overwatch, we have not had a single additional defense hero. And I feel like Lynx could be a very good defense hero. I don't know what abilities they could give him, but I feel like it would definitely be a good defense hero. Alright, but that's all I have to say. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Make sure that like button down below. Comment if you so choose. And of course subscribe if you're new. Hopefully the daily videos will come back. Don't commit me to it, because I will fail you. But hopefully the daily videos will return. But until next time, it's going to be the Meg Actor, signing